Yeah.
Now let's get into the bigger topic of the day. We got some update on Kevin Durant and it being pretty much a game time decision for game 2.
Yep.
Originally heard that he bumped knees. It was just a knee contusion, kind of knee bruise. And then you find out, well, where he was hitting the knee was more on a tendon, which was the patellar tendon, which can be more problematic because of the pain and also just causing inflammation and basically causing that knee to stiffen and be less range of motion and all that good stuff. Once I said that, then you get a little bit more concerned about, like, can he actually come back? And if he does, what's he going to be like on the court, right? It's going to be a pain tolerance issue, and whether or not he can play through it is going to be the question.
Yeah, it's big news. I mean, I know you on the post game a couple of nights ago, you and Ryan Ward, who obviously joined the show, were talking about it potentially happening in practice. And I remember thinking, like, man, did that really happen in practice, or was it some play towards the end of the season and we just maybe just weren't aware of it? But it sounds like it did, right? And so, I mean, you guys talked about it. We talked about it when I jumped on Saturday. For him to miss game 1 of the playoffs, I mean, it had to be something. Yeah. Now, I mean, you never want to take games for granted. Do they think, like, well, let's not force them game 1. We can probably still win the series if we lose game 1. I don't know. But I'm assuming even if he plays, it's probably damn near impossible that he's going to be close to 100%, right?
No, he won't. And, they showed him at practice today, and he has a pretty unique tape job on there. So they're trying to do everything to make it feel better, maybe lift the patella a little bit. It looked like he had what we call like kinesio tape, which is more the tape that allows you to move better. But he also under that had more like the harder type of tape, like a McConnell taping. So that's probably to put his kneecap in the right position to allow less force onto that tendon to hopefully alleviate pain. Right. So he's going to have some heavy duty type of tape job of sleeve and all that to keep it warm. To be honest, we're gonna have to know whether or not he's having, like, he's able to make his, like, my thing is, if I was a PT, right, I'm on the team and medical director or whatever you want to call it on the team, and you see him going through pregame, and he can't make all the right moves, the right spots at this point, then it's going to be very, very difficult for him to play actual game. And you put him at risk for further injury, not just the knee. Like, I'm not really worried about the patellar tendon. I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about other types of injuries that can happen down the stream or up the chain. So that's the biggest concern right there. I think we'll just know more tomorrow when he warms up. But I would be shocked if he doesn't try to play, just because it's game 2 and knowing the stakes. If they go down 0-2 going to Houston, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I mean, I know you often talk about whether with different injuries that we've seen where it could affect another the person playing, it could affect another body part or make it worse. So I was kind of interested to hear that. And yeah, I gather, I mean, this is kind of, their season in a way. I mean, obviously if they go down 0-2, I'm sure they'll feel confident going back home. But I must say, if this series doesn't have Durant, I probably, if not a toss up, but almost favor the Lakers. And so I think the Houston Rockets really do need Durant. They need him at a pretty healthy clip. And so, as you said, will he give it a go just because of the stakes? Most likely. But it does sound like, as you just mentioned, that there is some concern of maybe potential additional injury because of it.
Yeah, I mean,
or just heard it worse. Or
Durant's been here before, right? So remember, obviously, the calf strain in Golden State, comes back, first game, tears his Achilles, right? So not to say that that's in the back of his mind, but anytime you're hampered on one side, you're going to compensate on the other side, right? So it's a give and take with the body, right? Like, I know players right now are playing through everything, and that's part of their job. That's part of what they do, and that's why they get paid the big bucks to do it, right? It's just that if he can't feel confident to make the moves he normally makes, then you take a totally different step sometimes, right? Like, oh, I would normally explode off that leg, but now I'm gonna go to the other leg. Maybe that other leg is not as strong as my right leg. You know what I mean? So it just goes back and forth. Like you can get thrown off because of the injury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this could be a situation where, hey, he maybe gets some medication to play, right? Like maybe he gets an injection to play, right? And he's able to deal with where it numbs it a little bit. He doesn't have as much pain and he's able to kind of play through that, right? Maybe they got the swelling out enough where it feels free to move and he's okay, right? Because it could be just, a couple days of pain and then all of a sudden now wakes up the next day, feels really good after a whole bunch of treatment throughout the last couple of days.
Yeah, I could see that. And I could see maybe it's like he comes back game 2, he's pretty strong, but then as his series kind of extends and goes longer, maybe it's one of these things where there's a little bit of wear and tear, or maybe it is where there's enough days in between games that he gets rest to be kind of like at almost full strength. So obviously we won't know until we get that final injury report and whatnot, but like I'm sure the odds are that he is going to play, and we'll just see obviously how effective he is. We do know that as we saw in game 1, the Rockets do need him, especially from an offensive standpoint.
For sure.
We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be difficult for them to kind of get by without him. So it'll be interesting.
Yep.